Hi guys, so I've been asked a few times now regarding puppies in the lockdown and what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing, what you can do with the limited time you get out and no training sessions. So what I'll do is I'll pretend my two are much younger than they are and we'll pretend they're puppies and we'll go from there, okay? Okay, so the term socialisation doesn't necessarily mean being social with others. It means the process of learning to behave in a way that is socially acceptable to others. If your dog was walking down the street and barking at everyone it saw, that would be deemed as not socially acceptable. What you'd want to train your dog to do is obviously walk down the street without making a noise, so that it is deemed as under control and accepted by the rest of society. So once you've brought your puppy home, you then want to start adding in bits of training. So you don't want it to go upstairs, it's absolutely fine. So you'd start putting no words, or you'd even put a barrier at the bottom of the stairs so that they know not to go up. So you're starting to create boundaries, starting to create rules that the dog needs to follow. Now dogs like rules, they like boundaries, they like limitations. So you need to encourage this and keep on with it. You guys are absolutely useless. The main things you need to work on with puppies is normally biting, play biting, things like cars and loud noises, getting them used to being groomed and handled, knowing when's enough's enough. So when you're playing with them and they get a bit too much, they need to know that the game's over and that's it, and that they don't keep coming back for more. I could wind this one up with a toy, and then I could have his enough word, and then he'd know the game's over. That's enough, no more. Good boy. And then he should come in and just relax. He's not trying to grab the toy from me. Or carry on with the game. He's not trying to get me to play. The other one's being an absolute idiot, but he's done what I've asked. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll show you going over those 4 things that I just mentioned, and on the walk today we'll do the basics on getting over traffic noises and grooming and recalls, starting off on your recalls and things like that. So, stay tuned. So you want to take your dogs to a road, have them sit down, chill out by the road, and when a car comes past then you want to reward for not reacting to the car going past. Or a bike. If a car ever came, I'd be able to show you, but they're so infrequent and I'm never really see one that if I get my camera out, it's already gone by the time I've got my camera out, so I can't really show you. But in principle, you'd have your dog sitting on the roadside. When a car comes past, you have a treat ready. If it doesn't react, you give your dog a treat. If it reacts, no treat. Don't forget, when you're out with your puppies, you need to practice your recalls. So either having them on an extendable lead or keep calling them back and giving them that treat. So what I'll do is I'll leave a link to the recall video that I did 2-3 weeks ago, but it's all there, all the information's there, so you can watch that at your own leisure. Don't forget, with puppies you want to be letting them off as soon as you can, really. As soon as you've practiced your recalls and you're generally happy with it, then I'd be letting them off. So as soon as Nick's had his 12 weeks jabs, I was letting him off in the garden, and same with Coda really. So we're practicing different walks, and it generally kept them closer because I didn't know where they were and they wanted to be with me for extra protection or extra security, and I was their security blanket. So it built up that trust, that relationship, and also allowed me to work on the recall because they didn't want to go far. If you get to the point where your dog's 6 months, 12 months and you still haven't let them off lead, they're going to want to go and explore because they've got that confidence in themselves already. Don't forget to keep practicing your dog's leave it as well. Teach them from the start, build up your basics. I'll post in the Leave It video as well for you to practice and work. But you want to be practicing your Leave It out and about on walks, at home, wherever you have your dog. Okay, so getting your dog used to being handled is a major one. Puppies don't like having their feet handled, their ears handled, anything near their eyes, because it's all big. You've got big hands compared to their tiny features. So doing something with them that is grooming related daily will definitely help achieve a nicer handling situation for you. When I got Coda, he came from a show home, so he was very used to being handled by the breeders, which is obviously very, very good for me anyway. But they suggested bathing, doing a full groom on him at least once every 2 weeks, which is what I kept up, and it is the recommendation that I'm going to be giving to you, because it has done him a world of wonders. So every 2 weeks he gets a full bath, or he did, until he reached adulthood, and he was absolutely fine with everything. In between those 2 weeks, he would get a groom every day, just a brush, and I would be handling his feet. Every week he would have his nails clipped, and obviously he doesn't need much scissoring or anything like that in terms of tidying up, so it was just literally doing bare minimum for him just to keep on top of him. But I can get him on the table and he does not bother about anything. Any of the noises, absolutely nothing. So if you want a dog that doesn't care about being handled nose to tail, then having a regular routine is something that you're going to need to do. Some dogs are going to make more of a fuss over certain things than others. Nix can make more of a fuss over his nails than Coda will. If your groomer has managed to clip one of his nails and taken it too far, then they'll have more of an issue with that in the future. He's making sure that they know that having their nails touched, having their nails clipped, anything like that is not going to result in anything bad. Then is just the best way forward, and it's just going to help you get that much further with your dog in the long run. So it sort of ties in with the handling. But it's food aggression or food possessiveness, and it's making sure that your dog knows that you can take food away from them and they're not going to start getting aggressive over it. So I'll just show you what I do with my two. I'm just going to put out some of their dried chicken feet, which are their favourite snacks or treats. But as you can see, they're not rushing to try and take them. They're sitting patiently waiting for them. I haven't actually given them a command to. They're just waiting for them. They're offering up tricks to try and get them from me. So what I'll do is I'll give them one each, and then I'll take it back off them. Good. Nixie, no. Good boy. Good boy. Go on then. So I'll do the same with you. Coda, no. Good boy. So they both came out. They had them in their mouths. Good boys. Go on then, you take that one. Good boy, Nixie, go on. So another thing you need to be able to practice doing is putting your hands over your dog, giving them a cuddle while they have the treat, and also putting your hands in the bowl, taking the food, anything like that, just so they get the idea that food is not the be all and end all in their life. So I've just given them the treat. Go on then, boys. So I can give them the cuddle, reacting while I give them the food. Come right over his face, he's not trying to protect it. Next. Oh, he did have a bit there, I was going to take it. Tasty, eh? Puppies and litter mates tend to share all of their foods, and they all have it in one big bowl. They don't get separate bowls, So when it comes to food and when they finally get their own bowl, it can be hard to give it up to a human. So they're very used to either protecting their food from their litter mates and other puppies, and so it can very easily become a problem when you get your puppy home. So this is a great one to practice if you think you have a problem. Obviously, if it progresses any further, then you need help, then obviously either send me a message, leave a comment, and I'll get back to you. Okay, so the only one we haven't covered now is the play bite. So we've all been through this, so we've all had puppies, they all play bite. It comes from obviously playing with their litter mates and knowing how hard to bite. It's called biting inhibition. You're playing with your pup and he goes to bite you, then you either want to do a high-pitched yelp, or if that doesn't work and that tends to spur them on, then you want to take them and put them in a timeout situation. So if you have a downstairs loo, a toilet, a bathroom, another room where there's a door, you just want to put them behind that door, shut the door, 3 seconds, let them back out. If they do it again, straight behind that door, bring them back out. So all you're doing, you're not giving them a minute's worth of a timeout. You're not doing 2, 5, 10. It's literally seconds. As soon as you leave it longer than that, they're going to be finding something else to do within that room that's going to make them forget what they just did. So literally 3 seconds, bring them back out, and then if they do it again, put them back in. That's if the yelp doesn't work. So the timeout is the next step up if the yelp doesn't work. The biting also depends on breed. So if you have a collie, for example, they tend to sort of latch on to trousers, or they'll nip at faces, because that is what is bred in them, as an instinctual behaviour to sort of get their sheep moving. Aussies will bite the backs of cows' legs to get their herds moving. So it's very dependent on the dog as well, and obviously how stubborn your breed is. Pugs may not ever listen to the yelp and may just need the timeout, whereas a collie may get it within a couple of yelps and he won't ever do it again. I think I covered everything for you, so if you have any other questions, obviously leave me a comment or drop me a message and I'll try and get back to you. Okay, I hope you found that all useful and it helps you with your new puppies at home. Don't forget to subscribe around there somewhere, and enjoy the next video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye guys.